This episode of the Sloopcast is brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company is an Ohio-based company where they usually say our seasoning will take your barbecue from good to great. To make that great barbecue, you can use the great seasoning such as the Mad Hatter, which is a salty citrus pepper blend that gives it's great for those that love that salt kick. It's a great finishing salt, or even to rim off of your glass, such as like the Bloody Mary and other drinks, or the savory, which is what they put in their pulled pork over at the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. It's salty, savory mix that is sure to be a favorite at your next barbecue, or the good old classic S&P Bud. It's your salt and pepper blend with supporting spices that adds that great flavor on your briskets or type of beef or chicken. Be sure to use those and all the other great seasonings over at the Mad Canadian BBQ.com. Again, that is the Mad Canadian BBQ.com. Be sure to use that promo code SLOOPCAST10 at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where they have your butt covered.
This episode of the Sloopcast also brought to you by the Iron Bean Coffee Company. The Iron Bean Coffee Company is an Ohio-based, veteran-owned, I already said Ohio-based, right? Micro roaster. They're based out of, or actually just near Toledo, Ohio, more specifically Perrysburg. All of their coffee is hand roasted in micro batches, and it's not roasted until you order it. So it's not sitting around on a shelf. It's not sitting around in a warehouse or on a truck somewhere. No, you're getting fresh coffee. It's all fair trade certified, which means it's moral. It's as moral as coffee can be. USDA certified organic. Just making sure that there's no nonsense in your coffee. No one likes nonsense in their coffee. Some people do, but we don't talk about those people. There are gift cards available. There's subscribe and save services available. Free shipping over $50. All of their beans are imported directly from farmers in Colombia, Brazil, Uganda, Honduras, Peru, Ethiopia, Indonesia, and other far off lands. Stuart says those nonsense people we were talking about were Teton supporters. And yes, exactly. So you can find all of that and more at ironbeancoffee.com. That's Iron Bean Coffee, America's local coffee roaster. All right, YouTube, we have something special for you guys today. Oh, did I? Oh no, it was Nomad. My bad. Nomad said that. The audio listeners will never know because I won't address it when we return to the audio listeners. All right. This is a special episode. This is a unique episode, but we'll explain that because the audio listeners probably should know about that. So Kyle, let's not screw around. Let's get right into the episode. What do you say?
Let's do it.
We've got barbecue back here. You're all invited. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing, Jared?
I'm doing okay. I have no complaints. Kyle, I think this is a unique episode. One thing that makes this episode unique is that it's June 22nd is when we're recording this, and I have no idea when we're going to release this. This is a shelf episode. This is just sort of a timeless episode. We're not going to talk about any news, no current events. This is just an episode that we're recording ahead of time in case we can't record or maybe just don't want to record an episode 1 week that we still have something to release. So we have no idea when we're actually going to release this.
Hey, Jared?
Yeah.
It's a Wasteland episode.
It is a Wasteland episode.
That's all you had to say. It's a Wasteland episode.
It's a shelf episode.
All right. Let's get into
the other thing I want to say, Kyle, is that this episode is going to be a little more visual than our typical episode. So if you're an audio only listener and you've never checked this out on YouTube, this might be a really good opportunity. This might be a really good jump on point to check us out on the YouTube side. because there's a little bit of a visual component to this. Now we're still going to bring the audio folk along. Don't get me wrong. It's you can still just listen audio wise, but it's going to be a little more visual than maybe what you're used to.
Yeah. So check us out at either YouTube channels, either at the Buckeye Sloopcast or over at the Buckeye Scoop.
Yeah. Just YouTube.thebuckeye. Nope.
Try that again.
YouTube.thesloopcast.com. And you'll find our channel there. And then you can also just search Buckeye Scoop on YouTube, find their YouTube channel there. Subscribe to both, because why not?
Yep. All right, Jared. Today's episode, State of the Program Tier List, 2021 version.
I need to switch the camera. We're on our traditional camera view right now.
All right, I can't tell, but...
No. Oh, maybe, but now I'm definitely, it may have still been going through the camera. Well, I think the Discord folks still had it because they were hearing like actually me through Discord, but I don't think the audio was getting recorded.
I got you.
But I do think it's getting recorded now. So yep. I think, thank you, YouTube people, for sticking with us through that. Thank God I noticed the little green line wasn't bumping around anymore.
All right. So State of the Program, we did this once before. We're going to go ahead and do a 2021 version of it here. So today we're going to go through all.
We've never done this before.
We've done something like this before. Yes, we have.
Ooh, one of us is crazy, and I'm not willing to bet which one.
All right. So to break this down, we're going to have a tier list. We're going to rank S, A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way down of all of the Power 5 teams, plus a few of the non-Power 5s. I think we have a handful of those as well. So we're going to rank them all as S tier, being that they're expected to win the national championship, all the way to F tier, where they just have no hope at all.
Yeah, this is how I defined it when I sent it to Kyle, and we've already we both made like independent lists already, and we've looked at it, and we already disagree a ton. It's going to be fun. But the guideline I sent to Kyle was this: S tier, expected to win national titles. A tier, realistically capable of winning a national title. B tier, realistically capable of winning their conference and or making the playoffs. C tier, hopes to win their conference soon. D, middle of the pack conference team, might upset blue blood every once in a while. E tier, they're just trying to get bowl eligible, is an E tier team. And an F tier team is just adrift, hopeless, rudderless, disaster of a program. So I'm not going to repeat any of that. So good luck to you guys.
All right. Well, first off, Nomad, I don't have any of those yet. I'm out of that. I got to restock. But all right, we're going to do some lightning round ones that kind of just off the bat that we both agree real quick here.
Yeah,
so
there's
S tier,
74 teams here. So yeah, starting with the lightning round, we're going to do some obvious ones. Okay.
All right. Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, S tier. No questions.
Absolutely. So let me go to the correct screen. All right. Ohio State, S tier. Clemson, S tier. Bama, S tier.
All right.
These teams make the playoffs the most. These are amongst the only teams to win a national title during the championship era, during the playoff era, that is. I'm going to try and not move the graphic around too much, but no guarantees.
All right, Jared. I'm gonna mix it up here. I'm gonna go all the way down to the F tier.
All right, yeah. We filled in the top. Let's fill in the bottom.
All right. The teams that we agree right off the bat, F tier here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with the Big 12 here, Jared. Kansas and Kansas State.
I I already had my cursor on Kansas.
Yeah.
This ain't
Kansas,
basketball.
Kansas State.
This ain't basketball, you guys.
Oregon State.
Yeah, those Beavers.
Illinois.
Oh, Illinois.
And then
even Santa Claus couldn't save you, Illinois.
Nope. And then South Carolina and Wake Forest.
Did we both have South Carolina down there? Oh, even the I'm gonna keep moving this graphic.
Yeah. I have a few more I'm surprised you didn't have down there, but these are the ones that we agree with.
Which other one did you say?
South Carolina and Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. Yep. These are some hopeless programs, you guys.
All right. All right. We're going to go through just a couple more here. So move it up to the A tier, Jared.
Because Kansas State's terrible. That's why.
Yes. A tier, realistic to win.
These teams could win a national title.
Yep. I think we agree. Texas A&M and Notre Dame.
Yeah. Those teams are capable of winning a national title. Just as programs, not necessarily this year. Don't get too caught up. This is not about like this year. This is not like a 2021 prediction. This is like health of the program. So I don't think Notre Dame's capable of winning a national title this year, but I think as a program, they're doing well. And maybe I'm just killing some time because I just don't. Oh, they're there. I couldn't find them. All right.
All right. And then B tier.
We had two. Oh, Texas A&M.
Yes,
yeah, I think this is a team that, honestly, I think Texas A&M is very good. Unfortunately for them, they're in the SEC West, which is just...
Yeah, a gangland. We didn't mention Oklahoma yet because we have a disagreement there. So
yeah, we're going to fight about Oklahoma.
All right, and then the B tier. So this is the last one before we kind of start fighting about other teams here. So the B tier, teams that realistic to win their conference and potentially make the playoffs. So
maybe make the playoffs.
Yep. All right. Cincinnati, the Fighting Fickles.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best non-Power 5 programs in the country. Unfortunately, under the current playoff system, I think the best they can shoot for right now is B tier. And that's not fair to them, but that's reality of the 4-team playoff. Maybe things get better if we move to 12.
Yep. B tier, in the Big Ten, Wisconsin and Penn State.
Yeah, I think as James Franklin once famously said after blowing a lead to Ohio State, we're good, we're great, but we're not elite. No, James Franklin, you are not.
Nope. All right. Going out west, Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, these are the only teams from the Pac-12 to make the playoff. Oregon actually won a playoff game. I think a lot of people.
The only one.
The only Pac-12 team to win a playoff game.
Yep. And then LSU.
Which, by the way, is still more than Oklahoma, yes, but still more than the Big 12 can say.
Yeah. And then LSU.
LSU. Yeah, LSU is weird. I don't know what to do with LSU. They're
that's why I put them in the B tier there.
They're one season off of a national title, yet they were horrendous last year. And I kind of don't have faith in the program, but they're also just one season removed from a national title.
Yeah.
You could have put LSU in the S tier. You could have put LSU maybe all the way down in C.
You could say that, Gangland. You really could.
Yeah, exactly. Gangland says Burrow and Joe Brady's title, not LSU's title. And I think that's great. I don't care about the S&P. You get your S&P plus out of here, Nomad.
All right, Jared. All right, let's get into some disagreements here. So we got how many is that? 2, 4, 6, about 15 teams. We got about 15 of the 74 teams. So we got about 60 teams to go here.
All right. So should we start off with the ones we're going to be passionate about, or should we just get some of these who cares out of the way?
I say let's go with the AAC here.
You want to do it by conference?
You know what? I got here. I kind of like how I have here. So the AAC.
All right.
Tulsa. I have Tulsa that actually I'll put Memphis in there too. Tulsa and Memphis. I put in there. they can win the conference soon. I think they're right there, just below Cincinnati there. I don't think they're close enough to make the playoffs or anything. That's why I didn't put them in the beer team, but I think they could win the conference. But I think Tulsa and Memphis, I have
agreed
them
on
at C.
Tulsa. Tulsa a step below Cincinnati. Memphis, like Cincinnati won it this year, but Memphis beat them twice in a row the year before that. I think that they both really have solid programs that are currently limited by the 4-team playoff. They're currently limited by the circumstances that they're in because they're not in a Power 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that there's a discernible difference between Memphis and Cincinnati from a program health standpoint. What do you think? Did I persuade you? Can we put Memphis in B?
I don't know. I still kind of have them at C because I just don't see them as like a playoff team, though.
Well, B isn't playoff team, I don't think. They realistically can win their conference. They realistically could maybe in a chaos scenario make the playoffs. Is their ability to make the playoffs any worse than Cincinnati's?
Yeah, I agree exactly what Nomad said. If you're going to penalize LSU for like what they did last year, you got to do the same thing with the Memphis.
All right, Nomad. I guess we'll allow Nomad to play the tiebreaker here. I disagree, but I don't want to spend the next 5 minutes arguing about Memphis football.
All right, put them in C. Put them in C.
Putting them in C.
All right, Houston, I got the middle of the pack there. There's some years that, yeah, they could be good, like kind of like what you said. Hey, they could beat some of the top teams in their conference, but I have them as like middle of the pack there.
Which the middle of the pack? Give me a letter on that.
C.
I had him at D, and now that you've made me think about it, you're probably right. If for nothing else than the sheer amount of talent in the Houston area.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, that. So yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one too. We'll put Houston at C.
All right, and then ECU, the Pirates, the Purple Pirates over there. I'm not even sure why you put them in here, Jared. I have them at F. I have them way down at no hope.
They've put together some really good teams in the past. Not like recently, but I think that they have. How do I say this about ECU? After the Big Ten steals North Carolina and Virginia from the ACC and they joined the Big Ten, I think the ACC should bring Eastern Carolina in. I think you put them in the right circumstance. I think Eastern Carolina could perform.
All right, you could put them at E, but I still think they're F, but I won't try to spend too much time on that.
All right.
All right. FBS, the teams with no conference.
Yeah. We agreed on Notre Dame. I think that they made the playoffs. They got trounced by Bama, but who didn't? So did Ohio State. They went to a national title game the year before the college football playoff. I think that they're making really good strides. They're recruiting better than they've ever recruited. Well, not ever. It's Notre Dame, not ever. But in the past decade or 2 decades, they're recruiting better than they've ever have before. They're a program on the ups. I like Notre Dame. I'm just not willing to put them S tier yet. Texas A&M, I also agree, is on the ups.
All right. BYU and Army. BYU, they can't win the conference, so I couldn't put them in C. So I put them on D there.
Yeah, I think they had a good quarterback last year. You said D?
I said D.
Yeah, that's fine. I think they had a good quarterback last year. They overperformed because of it. That's not.
Yeah, I could see them. Yeah, Nomad. I agree. I think I can see.
They are not. No, I don't. I'm not trying to get into it. They're a very religious school, and the Pac-12 is very California. I don't see it. I just don't see that being a good culture fit.
All right. Army here. I like Army.
By the way, should you have in your spreadsheet? I think you missed Navy. I also have Navy on here.
Oh, I did miss Navy. You can put them in the same boat here. You can put them like you can put them like in
same boat.
You could put them in like D, E, somewhere around there.
I like Navy more than I like Army, generally speaking, program health wise.
Okay. How about this? We put Navy at D and then put Army at E.
Navy D, Army E.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can get behind that.
All right. Boise State.
I'm waiting for No Band to chime in on that one. I see him typing. Navy has a better shot at winning the ACC than Houston. I hard disagree with that.
AAC.
Yeah. Did I say ACC?
You did.
Whatever. The AAC. Hard disagree, Nomad. Hard disagree.
All right. Boise State, Jared.
Boise's not quite what they were.
Nope.
They were the indie darling for a long time. We've not really seen them crack that scene in a while. I think that they still have better brand cachet than pretty much anyone else outside of the Power Five, outside of Notre Dame.
Agreed. Yeah.
So that brand cachet still carries something, even if the Mountain West isn't what it once was, and even if Boise isn't quite what it once was. I think the brand still counts for something.
I got them C.
I agree.
All right. And then the last one here, a little odd. We're going out to the Sun Belt team.
Yeah.
Michigan's favorite team.
Yeah.
The Appalachian State Mountaineers.
Superior tier.
Yep.
No. No. I think this is another team that could potentially fill a slot in the ACC. Where do you have Appy State?
I know my initial rankings there, Jared, but I think I'll put them up a little bit. I think I'll put them at the E tier.
You were
put them up at E.
Where'd you have them?
I had them low. I have them at E tier for bowl eligible.
And you give them a couple more years, they're still like getting their feet wet. They can win the Sun Belt.
Okay.
I feel like they already win the Sun Belt or go to the Sun Belt game? Barely lost to
Okay.
I'm putting them C. That's where I had them.
I mean, I could go up to a D. I can go up to a D there.
I'm you know what? Like, I've felt like I've let you have a bunch of these.
Mm-hmm.
I think C tier. Nomad. Can I get some backup on a C tier? Anyone else in the chat? Can y'all tell Kyle that he is wrong? B tier. No, I can't back you on B tier.
All right. This is for Appy State here.
Appy State, gangland.
Wow.
They're all saying B.
We got a couple B's in there. Jeez.
They're all saying B. We got to at least put them C, Kyle.
All right. I'll let you get this one here.
Yeah. Okay. You let me.
All right. So that's all the non-power fives here, Jared.
All right. I tell you what, let's just go back and forth, just picking teams.
All right.
You did a bunch. Let me do one.
Yep.
How do you feel about Michigan State right now?
Michigan State, I think they hope to be bowl eligible. I got them at E currently. Like they are in such a down spiral right now of a program. Man, I can't even consider them middle of the pack right now with the rise of other teams in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah. D'Antonio put that team, he brought them up, but then he also let them die. And I just, like, they're doing the best they can to not drown right now is how I see Michigan State.
Yeah, they're a bad team.
All right,
so I have them at E, and I think you have them at E as well, Jared.
Yeah, they're E tier.
All right. All right. You want to keep going? You want us to do a few more?
No, your turn. Let's go back and forth. Let's ping pong.
All right, let's do Virginia Tech.
All right. Virginia Tech, once a proud program, fell off. They're not terrible, but they're also not very good. Once again, I think we classify D as sort of a middle of the pack conference team. And I think that's what they are. They're a middle of the pack conference team.
I agree. They'll give some tough competition to teams that are higher up than them.
Absolutely, no matter. They're improving.
But they also have troubles with teams in the lower part of their conference as well. So yeah. Middle of the pack there.
All right, let's go. Kyle, let's go Florida State.
Oof. So
we got brand cachet. That has to count for something.
This one's tough. Just this one's
that's
tough.
Mean, gangland. That's mean.
This one's tough. Just I know you have to take last year into consideration and how the development of players as of recent hasn't been there. But man, just the program itself, and kind of think of them kind of like LSU in a way. They get the right player and maybe even the right right atmosphere in there. I have them as C right now. They hope to win the conference soon. They're just not there yet.
Exactly. They get a couple good coaching decisions, a good quarterback, a couple good recruiting class or two. They're competing for the conference again. The program has money. The program has brand cachet. I don't see putting them any lower down than a C. But they're certainly not a B because they don't have any hopes of making the playoffs or beating Clemson anytime soon.
Nope, absolutely. I agree. Let's do Arkansas.
The Razorbacks?
Mm-hmm.
This is a quintessential F to me.
Okay.
They're worthless. Not only are they bad, and they're bad, but they're bad in the SEC West.
I have them at E, but I could do F. I could do F, but
they're a solid. Kyle, I think we invented F for Arkansas, which they're knowing people in Arkansas, they probably spell it with an F, but we aren't talking about that yet, Ahmed.
All right. So, all right.
My turn?
Yep, your turn, Jared.
All right. I think this one's going to be controversial.
All right.
Georgia.
All right. I want to see whoever's listening here in our chat here. Where do you have Georgia? You have S, who's expected to win the national title. A, realistic to win their conference. B, to
Gangland said
conference to make the. Oof. Gangland with B, Nomad with A. Jared, where do you have Georgia?
Michigan Bucknet says B. You guys are hating. I'm sorry. Yeah, Saban owns Kirby. Saban owns literally everybody. I hate to break that to you. I don't put him in an S tier because if someone in the chat wants to look it up for me, when's the last time Georgia won a national title? It's not been this millennia. I can't put him in S tier. How can you expect to win the national title when you haven't won a national title since the 80s? Is that right? I think we have a look it up, Kyle, look it up situation going on right now.
Two of them, 1980 and 1942.
Yeah, that's not an S tier team. Now they make the playoffs. They go to their conference championship game. They realistically could win the national title because they have great recruiting classes. I believe it was Herschel Walker, Nomad.
It was.
Yeah.
Win over Notre Dame.
Yeah. So they're a solid A tier. You can't go to the S tier without winning a national title this millennia, but they're a solid playoff team. As far as making the playoffs goes. And they went to the national title not long ago. This is the quintessential A team. I don't see a team being any more A tier than Georgia.
Excuse me. I have them as the S tier. Like, they have the players. They have if it wasn't for Saban, like I think they would be in the national title multiple times.
I think if it weren't for Kirby, I'm sorry. Who? Where? Who cooks for you? Who did Justin Fields commit to, Kyle?
I know, but with just everything that's going on with Georgia, I feel like that they're right there at that cusp of the SA tier. So I kind of did bump them up to that S tier. Just
can't.
Okay.
No national title. Kyle, we have not been alive for a Georgia national title. We weren't alive. You and me. And we're not that young. They can't be S tier.
God, I'm old. All right. I guess I can be convinced that Georgia can go to the A tier. So you can put them in A tier there.
Convinced, he says.
Convinced.
All right, Kyle, your turn.
Indiana.
I like Indiana as a program right now. They're a program on the rise. Unfortunately for them, they're in the Big Ten East. But I think there's opportunity in the Big Ten East right now. Notre Dame's good, but they're not great. Michigan's on the way down. Michigan State's on the way down. Rutgers might be on the way up, but we're not quite there yet with Rutgers. But I like Indiana. Now that being said, they're they want to. Indiana wants to get to the point where they could win. What if Ohio State had a bad year? They could potentially win the conference. Maybe. Can I convince you to put Indiana in C tier?
Last year, yes.
Can I convince? Could Indiana leap past Penn State and Michigan? Yeah. I mean, for a year, I don't think as a program. As a program, no. For a year, yeah, absolutely, I think they could. If all the dominoes fell right, they could potentially. Well, what if their only loss? What if they only lose like one Big Ten East game, but pull an upset against Ohio State? Now they're in the Big Ten East, or now they're the Big Ten East representative. It's possible. Can I convince you to make Indiana a C tier?
Yeah, I have them as a C tier. I have Indiana as a C tier.
And that's a huge win for them, in my opinion.
It is. I mean, there was just like 5 years ago, I put them at like a borderline EF team.
Yeah, for sure an E. For sure an E just a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Or we're not putting them at B, Nomad. We have B as someone who could like make the playoffs. If Indiana actually won the conference, I still feel like they don't make the 14 playoff. Sorry. They're just not that talented.
Yep. All right, Jared. Who do you want to do next here? We'll do one more and then we'll do an ad read here.
I'm glad you're watching the clock because I forgot. Let's see. Let's go to freezing. West Virginia.
Ugh.
Mountain Mama. Take me home.
I didn't really know where to put them. And if I don't know where to put them, I just put them in the middle of the pack there. And that's kind of where I have them. I have them as a D right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like they're realistically going to win the Big 12 anytime soon, but they could pull some upsets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're a D tier team.
Yeah, I don't. So we have a C to our C ranking is based on if we think that they can win a conference soon, and D is kind of like that middle of the pack of their conference.
Everyone forgets they're in the Big 12, Nomad. I think they forget they're in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about it. You're talking about a place that wanted to join the SEC, but even the SEC said your academics suck.
All right, Jared. I think this is a good point to hear from our good sponsors over at the Iron Bean Coffee Company.
Sure. Iron Bean Coffee Company is an Ohio-based, Toledo-based, Perrysburg-based coffee company, micro roast coffee company. Let's talk about the Nordic Trio, as I am going to start calling them from now on. There's the Thor, which is a medium dark roast. Thunder and lightning will course through your veins. You will bleed black. Then there's the Thor. Thunder, lightning will course through your veins. Nope, I read the Thor twice. Where's the Odin? There's the Odin. Odin! That's a dark coffee. Thor is a medium dark. The Odin's a dark. This is a coffee that will keep you fighting long after you should have gone to Valhalla. And then there's the Loki, which is like the lightest of the non-flavored roast that you can get over at the Iron Bean Coffee Company. And like, I'm not normally someone who would get a light roast. Now this is a light dash medium roast, so it's somewhere in between. And I tell you what, I was shocked. I got a sampler pack. I was shocked how much I like the Loki. Again, I'm not a light roast guy, but it's real good. It's a wet process blend, higher in caffeine than you might expect, low in acidity, still rich tasting, has a really nice fragrance. Citrus and floral are the dominant taste. I was shocked. I was literally shocked how much I liked it. So you can check it out for yourself. There's also a bunch of flavored coffees in on the website called the Back Room. So you can check all those out for yourself. A lot of dark roast, lots of medium roast, great coffee company, great selection. They got mugs sometimes too. So you can check all of that out at ironbeancoffee.com. That's Iron Bean Coffee, America's local coffee roaster.
This episode is also brought to you by our good friends over at the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company is an Ohio-based company located in Cary, Ohio, Northwest Ohio, that is. And let me talk to you about some of their box sets that they have. So if you want to save a little bit of money and get a box set, check out the 3 sets that they have over at the madcanadianbbq.com. The first one here is the Just Send It. This is their do-it-all type of seasonings. It has the S&P Bud, Sonoran Heat, Cajun, Smoked. It has a little bit of everything in there. You can use pretty much any of those for any of your barbecue outings. Then they have the Sweet Heat. I call it the chicken wing set. Mad Canadian steals that, puts that in the description. I'm fine with that. It includes the 4 Horsemen, the Discord, the Old Fashioned, and the 2 Border. Love this set. Love this. And you know what I love even better, Jared? The whole hog.
Yeah.
It is one of each of the seasonings over at the Mad Canadian bbq.com website. You get to save a bunch of money if you get all of the seasonings by adding the whole hog to your cart, and you can save 10% more by using that promo code SWIPCAST10 at checkout. Again, check all of that and much more over at the madcanadianbbq.com, Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where they have your butt covered.
All right, Kyle, we're back in it now. It's your turn. It's your turn. Your turn?
My turn. Let us go. Oh, this one would be a fun one. USC. And I'm talking about the Trojans and not the Gamecocks.
Well, why would we talk about?
I don't know. USC, Jared.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's tough for me because of I know where they can be.
Yeah.
And I know how bad the Pac-12 is.
That's true. I think that does deserve to be weighed into this.
Yeah, and that's why I put them in the B tier.
Yeah, I still feel like they're a C tier team. I don't know, you might be right. Here's my problem is that I have a hard time putting a team in the B tier whose coach is going into the season as a guy who's probably going to get fired.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to say, oh, this program has great direction. Oh, by the way, they're going to fire their coach at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm kind of on that border C, B tier. But again, we both agreed Oregon and Washington were B teams. And yeah. I think USC, realistically, for what the season was last year,
yeah,
USC, I'm just verifying, making sure I'm saying it right here. Pac-12. They had the best record in the Pac-12 last year.
have a hard time taking anything seriously that happened in the Pac-12 last year.
All right.
Um,
Well,
they got money, they've got brand,
mhm,
they've got cachet,
mhm,
they got, according to the composite, the number one player in the entire country last year
mhm.
in the 2021 recruiting class. There's lots of good reasons to put them into B. But they're going to fire their coach at the end of the year. And we know that at the beginning of the year. How can I say the program is in good shape knowing that their coach is a lame duck? Let's see. Michigan Bucknut says C tier. So
All right. I guess we'll put them in C. Michigan Bucknuts are a tiebreaker there then. So
Nomad said B. Now we're tied again.
Now we're tied.
We need another vote. Guys, we need another vote. Come on. Gangland. Someone help us out. I don't see anyone type. Oh, C.
All right.
C.
All right. Well, there we go.
C.
We're C. We're C. USC is C.
Okay.
All right, Jared. Who do we got next? I think we have to move a little bit quicker here. So.
All right. Let's do an easy one. Arizona State could get death penaltied soon. Their entire coaching staff might get fired. Insane recruiting violations, straight up paying players. They're screwed. They're in the F tier.
All right. I'll agree with you. I have them in ear, but ear. I have them in the E group, but yeah, you convinced me F.
Okay. All right. Pick another easy one, Kyle.
Hold on. I since I can't see your screen, I'm kind of bolding all the ones that we're doing here. So, let's do Arizona. Let's stay in that same state there, Arizona.
All right.
I'll give you a hint. I have them as the same letter. I have them at F.
You know what? For the sake of moving through this quickly, sure. I think they're an E. I don't think they're completely hopeless, but let's.
We got Fs. We got Fs in the chat here. So.
Oh, did someone die? That's a Twitch joke for everyone.
That is a Twitch joke. Yes. All right, Jared. Who do you want to do next here?
All right. Let's do. I think this is an easy one. Let's do Pitt. Quintessential middle of the pack upset darling. They're the team that's good enough to knock off Clemson or Florida State or Miami, whoever happens to be good in the ACC that year. Middle of the pack conference team. They're a solid D.
I have them as an E to be bowl eligible there, but
they're such. But the Pitt super weapon, Kyle. One of the qualifiers I have in D is upset darling. They're quintessential upset darlings.
Oh, but I just can't like Pitt, Jared. I just can't like Pitt.
Well, how about this? For all of the shit they give Penn State, you should like Pitt.
All right, fine.
All right. I knew I was going to get you on that one.
Fine.
All right.
Fine.
Middle of the pack team.
All right. So that was Pitt. Let's stay in the ACC, Jared.
Nomad, that's a good point. Unfortunately, I already placed them.
Yeah.
Hold on. Mark May. No, you know what? Nomad's right. Mark May tiebreaker. We're bumping him down to E.
All right.
That's for Mark May.
Yes. All right. Let's say in the ACC, let us do Louisville. Let's do Louisville.
Louisville. I got nothing on Louisville.
Where do you have Louisville? Oh, I see where you have Louisville.
I don't even remember. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about Louisville.
You have them at C. I have them at E. So let's just put them at D.
Yeah, C was too high. What the hell was I thinking at C?
Let's put them at D then.
Yeah, we'll put them at D.
All right.
D's fine. The entire chat said D as well.
All right. All right, Jared.
All right, Kyle. Let's spend some time on one. Let's go Oklahoma.
Ooh, yes, Oklahoma is one we haven't talked about. I have them as S. I have them as S. I think they have the players. I think they have the coach.
Watching the chat, we have 2 A's and an S so far.
I have them at S. They just if they don't have to play Saban.
They've not won a playoff game. Their
Yeah.
defense is consistently and horrendously bad. They have won a national title on this side of the millennia.
Mhm.
So I will give them that. They go to the playoffs, but they can't win in the playoffs. If there's ever been a team that could so perfectly fit in S or A, this is it. And I think they're an A team because I don't think the expectation is for them to win the national title. I think the expectation is for them to go to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a hump they need to get over, and I don't think they're over it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can put them at A. I just think just because they've been there so many times, it's just one of these times they're going to get over that hump. Just kind of like what Ohio State did with beating Clemson there, getting over that hump there.
Okay, but do me a favor and look down at the shirt you're wearing.
I know.
Ohio State has been to the playoffs and won the playoffs. Ohio State has 3 more playoff victories than Oklahoma.
Yeah. All right. Florida, Jared. Ooh. Since we're going higher rankings here, let's do Florida.
Florida's an interesting one to me because I feel like you could make a real good argument for B or C. B, again, realistically could win the national title, make the playoffs. And I think realistically could win the conference, make the playoffs. C, they kind of are just hoping to win the conference at some time soon. They're not getting over. Yeah, B minimum for sure. I don't know. It could be C. Like, when was the last time that they won the conference? It was with Urban Meyer.
Has it been that long?
They've not won the conference since Urban Meyer left. Absolutely not. Now, blame Saban. Sure. Blame Saban. But they can't get past Georgia. They sure as hell can't get past Alabama. If they were in a lesser conference, they might be higher on the list, but they aren't, so they aren't. That's why I put them at a C tier.
Well, I have them as an A tier, but I guess after what you said here, I can downgrade them to a B tier.
Okay, but let me float this out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
It might generate some clicks if I am able to put Florida in C in the thumbnail.
I just can't put them in C. I really can't.
We'll put them in B.
I really can't.
We'll put them in B.
All right. All right. Let's do a couple more here real quick, Jared. We're at 48 minutes.
All right.
We got a lot to do.
All right. We'll just we got to move quickly. That's all we got to do. Got to quit thinking. Got to start going. It's my turn. I should just do it, huh? Let's go Utah. Let's go back to the Pac-12. Let's go Utah.
Utah. I have them middle of the pack there. I have them as a D there. I don't think they're ready to win a conference anytime soon, but I think they're a middle of the pack team.
I think they could realistically win the Pac-12. That's why I put them at. That's why. Hell, I think and I did it real quick. I put them in B in mine. I ran through that real quick, and I'll acknowledge B was probably too high. Let's compromise and say C.
All right, we'll do C then. All right, let's stick in the Pac-12 here. Stanford. Now, Stanford, I have as a C there.
Yeah, C's fine.
Okay.
Where did I put him? I can't.
You put him at B, Jared. What were you thinking?
I was thinking I was giving them a bit of a bonus because the Pac-12 is terrible.
All right, that's true. All right, let's finish off.
But no, you're right. We'll put them at C.
All right, let's finish off the Pac-12. Colorado.
I got middle of the pack, maybe.
I'll give you a hint here. So Colorado, UCLA, and Cal, I have all as E's for me.
When was the last time any of them had a winning record?
Yeah, that's why I have them at E.
No,
yeah.
I'm actually asking. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, screw it. Let's finish out the Pac-12. We'll put Colorado. Oh, what am I doing? I'm breaking everything, Kyle. Why can't I select Cal?
I can't see, Jared, so I can't help you.
Well, you couldn't help me even if you could see. Cal and UCLA all at E.
And Colorado as well.
Yeah, and Colorado.
All right, and the last two we have here, Jared, Oregon State and Washington State.
Oh, we already placed Oregon State.
Oh, we did? Oh, yep, you're right. All right, Washington State.
Did we place Washington State?
Nope, not yet.
All right, well, are they F tier?
I have them as F tier.
Yeah, I don't know how we didn't do that during the lightning round. That's why I was confused.
Oh, we did. Yep.
Oh, no, we should have. We didn't. We should have.
All right, Washington State's F tier.
Yeah,
all right,
we should have. That should have been a lightning round tier.
All right, so that's all the Pac-12. Let's do the Big 12. Let's do the Big 12. We have half of them there. So,
real quick, Duke should be in the F tier.
I have Duke as the E tier. They've had a couple of years where they're like, we're bowl eligible, but
all right, I'll let you have it.
Okay.
All right, we'll put Duke in.
And by the way,
there's a lot of Fs in the chat, Kyle.
All right, fine. Put them in Fs. Everyone wants to see Duke die, so.
I mean, a little.
All right. All right. I guess we'll do the ACC.
Oh God. Graphic problems. All
right, we'll do the ACC.
You go ahead. I'm fixing the graphic.
I have them down in the bottom. I don't know where you have them, but I have Georgia Tech and Syracuse as an F tier as well.
Georgia Tech, I feel like is getting better. I think they're making progress. So I don't want to call them hopeless. They were real bad, and they have some new coaches in there. It's taking them some time to recover from being a wing T team. That takes time to recover from. They have hope. They have direction.
I think the chat here has got D. So all right.
Yeah. Not D.
Oh, not D. Yeah, E.
I don't know if there's it's E. Maybe they forgot there's an E.
All right. And then Syracuse, I have them as an F too. I just have no faith for Syracuse. Other than maybe they could beat Clemson once in a while, but that seems like the only team that they could beat.
I like Dino Babers. Can I do an E? They have a good coach.
We got 2 Fs here. We got 2 Fs in there. So
I really like Dino. All right. I've been outvoted.
Garbage.
I've been outvoted. Yes. I think they should at least be E. All right.
Whatever.
We're moving forward.
All right. Moving on here.
How about Ole Miss?
Oh, we're switching conferences. Ole Miss. I have them.
We weren't switching conferences.
I have the middle of the pack in the SEC there. I have them as a D.
I feel like D is generous. Can I convince you to make it an E?
Sure. I'm not a big fan of any of the Mississippi teams, so sure.
Well, of the two. well, hold on. Let's go ahead and just do the other one.
Mississippi State. I have them as an E.
Yeah, I think neither of them are hopeless. They have new coaches. They have new directions. They're in the SEC West, so that's always going to be a stinger. But I wouldn't call them hopeless.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle, North Carolina.
UNC.
North Carolina.
That last letter there, Jared. C.
C. Can I convince you to put them in B? Let me make a case.
Give me a year. Give me a year, and maybe I could go up to a B. But as of what I'm seeing right now, I like what they're doing right now. But realistic to win the conference right now? No, with Clemson, no.
But here's the thing: they're in the same division.
Hope to win the conference.
Are they in the same division? Yes. They're making huge leaps under Mac. They're recruiting great. They've got money. They've got cachet. Now, like that money and cachet might be bought out from the basketball team, but they still have it.
So yeah, they're in the different division than Clemson, but you know what? They still have to play Clemson in their conference title.
But that's the thing. That's one game. That's one game. One game to win the conference.
I don't know, man.
They belong in B tier.
All right.
They could very realistically win their conference.
So we got a couple of C's and a B. I say B, you say C. So, or you say B, excuse me. So we got 3 C's and 2 B's, Jared.
Yeah, but the C's are wrong. Let me ask you this. Are they the best team in their division of a Power 5 team?
They are the best team in their division in the ACC. Yes.
That to me makes them a realistic opportunity. Oh, Nomad says one of those C's was for an earlier vote.
Oh, okay.
They're the best team in their division in the ACC. I think that gets them to B.
Not every conference needs somebody in the B.
But they're clearly the best team. It's not like they're like, you could say like Wisconsin's the best team in the Big Ten West, but are they clearly the best team in the Big Ten West? North Carolina is clearly the best team in the Atlantic or Coastal or whichever one there. I can't ever keep the name straight.
All right. I like Nomads here. If Wisconsin's a B, UNC is a B. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Let's move on. Miami. The Hurricanes, Jared. I have them as a C.
I also convinced Michigan Bucknut. I should have been a lawyer.
I have the Hurricanes as a C.
Yeah. I think so. I think, yeah.
They have their years. They have their losses. They're a C team.
Yeah. Pretty inconsistent.
Yep. Northwestern, Jared. Northwestern.
Can I convince you to go B tier?
No.
Okay.
C. I got Northwestern C.
Okay.
CCC.
Okay. All right. I feel like I used up all my gas on North Carolina.
You gotta pick your battles here, Jared.
Fair enough.
All right. Texas. Is Texas back, Jared?
No.
All right. I have them as a C.
Yeah, that's sad, but I think they can hope to win their conference.
Mm-hmm. And I'll combine Texas with TCU and Iowa State as well.
Oh man, I don't know. I like Iowa State. Don't get me wrong. I like what they're doing there. They're moving in the right direction, but like they're a middle of the pack conference team. Hope to upset a team here or there.
I like where they're going, Jared.
I do too.
Not just because of because of how well they did last year and my prediction.
It's 1 year. We're talking about the
I like where they're going.
Program here.
They're a C. They can hope to win the conference soon. They're like you said with UNC. They're 1 game away from win.
No, they're not. All right, I'll let you have it, but I think it's generous.
All right. Let's see here.
You said TCU before?
I said, yeah, TCU as well. I have a C.
I feel like, okay, that I don't think I can let you have that. They've not been good the past couple years. I like their coach.
You have them as a C as well here in the graph.
Do I?
You do. You have TCU as your C here.
Yes, they did beat OU, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're an upset darling. I think a D is upset darlings.
Mm-hmm. You have TCU as a C as well, Jared.
All right, we'll put TCU as a C.
All right. Boston College.
I like their direction, but they're not there yet. I think they're a D, but I think that's saying something because I think last year they would have been an F.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Or they would have been, they would have been an E. Now they're a D.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I give them a D. Let's kind of,
but it's positive. It's positive maneuvering.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of stick with the ACC here. I also have a D with NC State.
Sure,
they're that middle back. They're the middle of that pack. They give some teams some tough games. They lose some games they shouldn't as well. I think they're a middle of the pack team. They're not terrible like the bottom teams that we see like with Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, Duke.
Are they still on the graph?
NC State? Yeah. We haven't talked to them about them yet.
Are you sure? Am
Uh-huh.
I getting crazy?
I see where you put them. You put them as an E group. It's going to have an S. It's an S with an
had
N
them
and then a
placed in
C.
C for some reason. I feel like that was a mistake.
Maybe Stanford. Maybe that's where you put Stanford.
I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out later.
What
did you say? E for NC State?
I have D.
D?
Middle of the pack.
You're my resident expert on the Wolfpack, so I'm just gonna go with you on that one.
Yeah, I can't put them C. Hope to win the conference soon. They're not close.
Kyle, I feel like this one's gonna be controversial.
All right.
I believe Nebraska is an E tier. I don't feel like they're one of the better teams in their own division. They've not had a winning record in a while. Where we're not acknowledging that yet, Nomad. I feel like they're an E tier.
All right. We got a C. We got an F.
They're not an F.
I think that C was for another one. We have an F there. I have them as a D. I guess, yeah, we could put them as an E.
Yeah, I'm not willing to call them hopeless by any means.
Yep. Let's stick with the Big Ten here. Let's go with the Gophers.
We're going to Gophers.
Minnesota.
I feel like they're top 1, 2, 3 teams in their division, which I think puts them at about a C level. No?
I have them as a conference as a whole.
Row the boat.
I have them as a D. I have them at that middle of the pack there.
Row the boat. All right. Michigan Bucknut says C. Can I get any more tiebreakers? Do
we have Maryland as a C or a D?
No, not Maryland.
Minnesota. Maryland. I'm sorry, Minnesota. Minnesota as a C or a D there.
All right. We need your help, chat. We're giving this one to you.
D.
We have one C. We have one D.
C. All right. C. All right. I guess they're going to C there. All right. Let's stick with the Big Ten.
Running out of C space.
Yeah. Maryland. I have them as a D, the middle of the pack team.
Yeah, I think so. That's fine by me. I think I personally had them E, but I just don't feel like fighting you on it, and it's fine. Because they could be a D, they could be an E. So
let's do the last 3 for the Big Ten here. Iowa. There's 4, but 3.
All right. Iowa C tier.
I have them D. Just I don't think they're ready to win a conference yet.
They've had Ferentz, I think, is in his last years. They're reeling from some off-field issues last year. We can bump them down to a D.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad I'm able to bump Iowa from a B that you have them to D.
I told you I did that like in 5 minutes. That's that's ridiculous. I don't know what the hell I was.
What about Rutgers?
I have a lot of hope for Rutgers because I think Greg Schiano is going to turn them around. But I don't think we actually have evidence of that. So they're not hopeless, but they're still Rutgers. So let's say E tier.
I have them as hopeless there. I have them as an F.
No, not with Schiano's recruiting well. They looked respectable last year.
All right. We can do E. And then
I was gonna die on that hill.
All right. And Purdue, Jared. Purdue, I have as an E.
E, hoping to be bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're an upset darling. I feel like they're a middle of the pack team. I feel like they could be D.
I got 2 E's here. I got.
I'm getting outvoted. We'll put them in E. I think that's disrespectful personally, but we're moving forward.
All right. Virginia. We haven't covered the last one for the ACC. Virginia.
You get it. You get it. I got nothing on Virginia.
I don't know. I put them at E. I don't think they're all that great of a team. I have them as E.
We're putting them in E.
All right. I think that's everybody in the ACC. It's everybody in the Big Ten. That's everybody in the Pac-12. Let's do let's finish the Big 12 here. Oklahoma State.
I have no respect for Oklahoma State. Even when they're good, they're still inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the pack conference team.
That's why I have the D.
Yeah, middle of the pack conference team.
All right. And then the last two here I have as E, Baylor and Texas Tech.
Yeah. Baylor and Texas Tech is E's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right, cool. All right.
You might be a bit generous with Texas Tech potentially. But
all right. The last ones here we have for the SAC. I'm surprised here. I have Vanderbilt as an F.
By the way, we still have the Central Florida Knights on here.
Oh, I missed them.
Yeah.
Where do you have Central Florida? Because I don't have them ranked at all.
I have them as a C. I think they're on the same relative level as like Tulsa and BYU.
Okay. I could do with that. I could deal with that.
All right. UCF going in C tier.
All right. Any others that's not SEC?
Yeah, there was the Stanford one. That's you diagnosed that correctly. Where did we say Stanford went?
C.
I'm putting him in D.
D, E, F.
E.
Okay.
We're putting him in D. Who cares? It's Stanford.
Vanderbilt. I have Vanderbilt as an F. You have them in E. Explain to me why you have Vanderbilt as an E here, Jared. I do not understand how you could put Vanderbilt as an E.
Because I think their uniforms are cool. I don't know. They're better. They have direction.
Hey, chat. How many games did Vanderbilt win last year?
I feel like they have direction.
Mm-hmm. There you go, Jared.
Okay, we're putting him in F. We're putting him in
F. You know who else I have in the F tier?
I can admit when I'm wrong.
You know who else I have in the F tier, Jared?
Missouri?
Tennessee.
That's silly. That's silly, and you know it. I don't like Tennessee either.
What has Tennessee done good? What have they done good, Jared?
They're not hopeless. And listen, F tier equals hopeless. They have money. They have facilities. They have a nice stadium. I can't put Tennessee with all of their resources in F where they are hopeless. That's it. I can't put a team with that level of fan support and money and facilities as an F tier. I just feel like for Tennessee, rock bottom is E. That I can't call them hopeless.
God hurts you to like them more than Jared. All right.
Them.
You can put them in E. I have them as F, but
all right, come on. Nomad's typing. Let's see what Nomad has to say.
He
already said Tennessee's an E.
Yeah, he has them as E. All right. It's E then. All right. We have
put him right next to Texas Tech.
We have three more here, Jared. We have three more. Kentucky.
Kentucky's at middle of the road conference team. Is that fair?
D? Yeah, I have them as D. I have them as D, middle.
All right. Middle of the
Same thing with Missouri.
Team.
I have Missouri as a D as well.
I feel like maybe that's generous for Missouri.
I could be convinced.
Yeah, I don't feel like talking that much about Missouri. That's my argument.
All right, you can put them as E then.
All right.
You can put them as E. All right, and the last one we have is
we're out
Auburn.
of spots in E.
The last one we have here is Auburn, at least from what I'm putting down here.
All right. Auburn. I feel like you could make a strong case for Auburn as either I think they're a B. I think they're a solid B. They recruit well. B, realistically. Here's the thing about Auburn and why I think they should be a B.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
They're very capable of winning their conference. And I say that, one, because they're very good at upsetting Bama, and two, because they're willing to cheat their asses off. So you just never know when they're going to land a bunch of 5 stars. They bought and paid for Cam Newton and won a national title. You gotta respect the team willing to just straight up fucking cheat and get away with it.
I got them as C.
Okay.
Like I just
All right. Listen, I got my joke in. That's all I care about.
put them in C.
I put them in C.
Thank you.
All right, Kyle. We have one last team.
Oh, we do?
We have one last team.
Oh, I thought we covered them all.
Nope. We have one team that shall not be named. We refer to them only as the team up north. And they get their own tier. They get the M tier at the very bottom of the motherfucking chart, because that's where they belong.
Yes.
M tier. By the way, while we're at it, since we've now revealed that M tier is a thing, since M tier is now on the board, I'm gonna go ahead and move Tennessee down there too.
There we go.
I think that's where Tennessee belongs. A team that has no business being as hopeless and shitty as they are, yet there they are.
I can get down with that.
All right.
All right, there's your thumbnail right there.
I can't do the whole thumbnail. that just gives away the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Let me go full screen. Let me bring the thing back up. Oh, look, there's all of our people down there in the chat room. We can see them now. Well, fuck statistics. This is just my opinion. All right, Kyle, that's the end of the episode. Everyone visit thesloopcast.com. We have t-shirts. You can go to merch.thesloopcast.com. That says "Take Me Home," because it's, it's like the beginning song. And that's it. I think, Kyle, there's no Kyle's Corner because this is a shelf episode, unless you just want to. You got anything?
No, it can't really do a Kyle's Corner here. So go Crew, new stadium.
Happy whatever holiday happens to be closest to when we release this.
Yeah.
Enjoy your holidays. That's it. I got nothing. So with all of that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. I forgot to tell you that Defiance, Ohio is the band ending today's show. The name of the band is Defiance, Ohio, despite the fact that they're actually from Columbus, but who cares? So ending tonight's show, Defiance, Ohio. So with that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. This is Defiance, Ohio.
Wasn't that fun, YouTube and chat?
I hope so.
Wow, look at that. Nomadic Gangland thinking the same.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. This is kind of a YouTube-centric show. I hope it plays well as an audio podcast. The tier list is fun. I enjoyed it. I admit to being wrong all the time. And I know because I get a lot of fucking practice. All right, YouTube, that's the end of the show. That's it. There's no more ink in this well. Bye, Michigan Bucknut. You geographically challenged bastard.
All right, let's end the show here, Jared.
All right. Once again, I'd like to thank Defiance, Ohio for ending today's show. And I, once again, would like to thank the Iron Bean Coffee Company for sponsoring today's show. We talked about our Nordic trio. Let's talk about the Rocco. The Rocco, you can get it in a medium or a dark roast. See, it makes it unique among the Iron Bean Coffee Company family. Like I said, it's the only coffee that comes in 2 different roasts. It's a real special, unique Ethiopian natural, and this is an Ethiopian natural at its best. This is just a coffee for those who, if you like a coffee that insists on being noticed, like if you want a coffee that's actually going to get your attention and not just taste like a regular cup of coffee, Rocco's for you. Let's see. There's the cast iron, which is a medium roast, made with 100% single origin her her hmm, her I one beer and I can't say it. It's Honduras, but it's her I can't say it. One beer, can't say it. Regardless, they're Arabica beans. Yeah, they're Arabica beans. Honduran. Got it. I just had to not think about it. Then there's the Rage Against the Dying of the Light. That's another medium roast. This one has notes of cherry, milk, chocolate, orange, maybe a little bit of a rose petal in there. It's a medium body with a long finish. Plenty smooth flavors, aromas. It's all good. Guys, listen, just go buy some coffee because it's all damn good. You can read all the descriptions for yourself at ironbeancoffee.com. They have lots of flavored coffees, lots of coffees not flavored that I didn't get a chance to get to yet. Huge selection over there at Iron Bean Coffee Company. So with that being said, you get like the whole shebang, which is a big coffee sampler. So if you don't know what like notes of this or aromas of that means, just get the sampler. You just get a bunch of small bags of all the different coffees. You can find the one you like. And once you find the one you like, you can sign up for subscribe and save. Win freaking win, baby. So you can start your coffee journey over at ironbeancoffee.com. That's Iron Bean Coffee, America's local coffee roaster.
This episode was also brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. I'm going to give you some more seasonings that you should purchase over at the madcanadianbbq.com.
I hope so.
The coffee and Q. Just talked about some coffee. And yes, there is coffee in this coffee and Q from the Iron Bean Company.
Yeah, it's the cast iron, as a matter of fact. If you're curious which coffee, it's the cast iron.
Yes. It says here, have you ever been up all night cooking barbecue or had to wake up really early to throw your food on so it was ready by dinner time? This seasoning is inspired by those exact situations. Blend of coffee and barbecue seasoning that offers just the right amount of coffee flavor and barbecue flavor that will add that something extra to your food. Great on beef, poultry, pork, you name it. Now proudly blend with cast iron, just like what Jared said, from Iron Bean Coffee Company. The old fashioned, it's their most interesting spice. It works to mimic that exact taste of that classic drink, sweet bourbony and the right amount kick of bitter. Or the Brits blend. It's the same seasoning that Mrs. Mad Canadian uses herself anytime to make chili. Goes great in salsa. Gives that heat, savory taste that goes great even in potato salads. So mix it up. Put it in different things. You'll get that little extra kick into all of your barbecues or side dishes. Check out those and much, much more over at the madcanadianbbq.com. That is the madcanadianbbq.com. Be sure to use that promo code SLUTCAST10 for 10% off more off your entire order. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where they have your butt covered.
As we said before, make sure to both follow us on our YouTube channel and also be sure to follow us on the Buckeye Scoop YouTube channel. Peace.